Anderson Brown is a chartered accountancy plus business advisory firm full of talented people who are looking to progress their careers quickly and fulfil their potential. Our people are at the very heart of our business, and we're incredibly proud of the diverse opportunities which we provide. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from some of the team about life at AAB.
I'm Alistair Duncan. I work in the indirect tax department and I'm a director in that team.
I'm Stephen Loy. I am a manager in the Management and Information Solutions team.
My name is Stuart Petrie. I'm a senior manager in our private client tax team.
My name is Katie Christensen. I'm a senior manager in the payroll and employment tax team.
My name is Steve Mitchell. I'm a partner in charge of Anderson Brown's accounting services.
I'm Vicky Veneris and I'm a manager in the wealth department.
I'm Ian McPherson and I run our specialist joint venture audit business.
My name is Sean Macaulay. I'm the Senior Fraud Service Manager, also providing investigation services.
I'm Alistair Green. I'm a Senior Manager in the Consulting Department.
I've been working in indirect tax for almost 28 years now. So I learned the trade within HMRC before joining a Big Four firm in the Central Belt.
Where I undertook my training as an ACCA in a number of roles in accounting, audit and latterly corporate finance work, and subsequently was attracted towards Anderson Brown and joining them in 2010 as a corporate finance senior manager.
I've been with AAB 11 years now. Prior to that, I actually worked for almost 18 years with HM Revenue and Customs. So obviously some of those skills I'm now using for AAB.
I spent around 20 years with a Big Four firm. Before I joined AAB, I was promoted to a director within the audit department. And when we acquired a specialist business 2 years ago, I was given the responsibility of running that business.
I spent 10 years in a bureau environment focusing predominantly on UK payroll and global payroll. For me, it was very much a change in environment coming into a chartered accountancy firm with me myself having no accountancy background.
I went straight from school into retail banking. So I didn't go to university, and I spent a number of years in retail banking, and then I moved on to mortgage broker before leaving to have my children go on a career break, and that's when I came back into the workplace. So I came into AAB in 2011. That's when the wealth department was founded. I came in as an administrator. I started to undertake some industry qualifications so that I could understand the role, and through that and through experience I've progressed now onto manager's role.
Prior to working at AAB, I was a software designer and developer for an American engineering firm based in Aberdeen.
I worked for Dundee City Council. I worked there for 22 years. I was their counter-fraud senior manager.
I've got a slightly different background to many people in AAB. I studied geology at university, and for the first few years of my career it was spent in the field working for an oil and gas engineering company. And through studying at Edinburgh Business School, I got into consulting in the oil and gas industry, quite specifically in the exploration production sector.
The first meeting I had with Neil Dennis, the tax partner, was interesting in that whilst I thought I knew how big AAB was, it wasn't until we sat down and we started discussing all that the firm does that I realised exactly how big a firm it was. One of the reasons that I joined AAB was the ability that I've been given to help build and develop a team.
Being at HMRC, I had experience of dealing with basically all the accountants you can think about in the northeast of Scotland, and I knew the reputation that AAB had. The quality of people that I came across who worked for AAB when I was with HMRC. And not only that, but I got the impression that AAB gave you a good level of support throughout your career. And I think I realised I needed that coming from the public sector with HMRC to the private sector here because it is completely different.
Through an introduction to Doug Martin, who's the head of corporate finance, it became clear that there was an opportunity here for me to bring those skills into the business. So I joined in 2015 and growing consulting department.
Because I was in a corporate finance role, Anderson Brown's reputation in that marketplace is phenomenal. They've been top deal makers in the last 12 years. The individuals, I knew their reputation, their ability, so it was quite an easy decision for me to make.
I knew some of the people And I'd seen the firm grow to being one of the larger firms. So I'd seen their success. I knew they were a dynamic firm and they had a very good reputation.
I was very fortunate. I was given the opportunity to meet with directors that were setting up the wealth department, and I went out along for an informal coffee chat, and I'm really glad that I did. And it just progressed into them offering me a role.
I had a number of meetings with Jim Perry and John Black, who provided me with information about how the firm works, what kind of job that they were wanting to fill, how they would see me fitting into that role, and how I could help the organisation grow that particular service line.
I had 6 other jobs to look at, and the one from AAB looked the most interesting out of the lot. It was completely off the wall compared to all the rest. At that stage in my career, it was a choice whether I stick with the development side or whether I move into a more of a client-facing role rather than a basement coder role. So my move to AAB helped facilitate my consultancy career.
The working culture at AAB is definitely all about can-do. So it's a place where good decisions, correct decisions are made accurately and quickly. And that means we can respond to opportunities and challenges and issues that our clients have.
Probably support and expertise. Part of my job in a more senior role is to make sure that my team get the support they need. That support then leads to expertise, because you're being supported, whether it's with training courses, whether it's with exams, whether it's just the day-to-day learning, and their own clients. They are relying absolutely on us to give them the best advice possible, and you can only do that if you have the best people.
We all work towards the same aim, and that's to provide an awesome service for our clients.
I think commitment is definitely one. Teamwork. We work quite closely together with all the individual teams. It's fun to work here. There's always a challenge, there's always something to do, but we do it with a smile on our faces.
The range of opportunities you get and the type of work that you can get involved with is ever-changing and always different. If you want to develop, there's a support there for you to really push yourself as much as you want.
Flexible, that's around finding clever ways of doing things. There's a lot of really bright people here.
We're very hard-working, but it's a very progressive firm. We're ambitious. We do like a bit of fun, but we are collaborative. We work together, and that's where I find my role has been helped. It's having expertise throughout the building that you can work with.
The working culture here is different. We communicate with each other quite well. The departments work closely with each other. We do collaborate quite frequently across the firm to produce results for our client. We're all friends.
I think AAB are different in terms of their forward thinking. We're always striving to be the best that we can be.
When you come into this building, there's a real buzz around it. It is a very dynamic environment. The firm's constantly growing. There's always exciting things happening, and it's a very entrepreneurial business.
There's so many different departments, skill sets, different kinds of people and opportunities with the work that comes in, which is always different, that you really do get the opportunity to try something new.
It's the kind of place where if you have a sensible and well thought through idea or plan, it can very quickly be put into action, so you can make things happen in AAB.
People join us for many reasons, but what makes us different is being able to match the needs of our talented people with the needs of our firm and of our clients, sometimes creating new roles and sometimes creating new teams in the process. So no matter where you are in your career path, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to find out more about how to progress your career with AAB, then please get in touch with me or one of my fellow partners or directors. We'd be delighted to welcome you into the firm for a chat anytime.